More traffic to your Amazon listing is worthless. I genuinely mean this. If you're sitting there right now and you're about to throw more money at it, spend more money on the marketing, at the ads, just so that you can scale your brand, but you haven't fixed this one thing that I'm about to show you, you literally are just throwing money away. And the worst part is you won't even know that it's happening. I've spent millions of dollars on this platform. I've watched brands double their ad budget and get literally nothing from it. And nearly every single time the problem has to do nothing with their ads. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's quietly eating your ad budget, okay? And the checklist that I run on every account before I'd ever spend another dollar on traffic. Stick with me, okay? Because there's a story in the middle about two brands selling the exact same product, where one is actually crushing it and the other one is not, and they're very, very similar. So here's what all the brands are doing, and here's what all the agencies are suggesting. They want to spend more, they build more, they launch more, they turn their traffic dialed up, and then they watch the sales roll it. But here's the problem. If your listing is broken, all you're doing is spending money on something that won't convert, right? Think about it like this. It's like having a massive ship taking on water. There's one giant hole in the hull and 10 little ones all throughout. Everybody's running to the little holes all around, trying to patch it. Don't go fix the small stuff. Fix the big stuff on what is actually killing you, right? So what are these holes that I'm talking about? That's the rest of this video, okay? But before I hand you the checklist, I need you to actually feel why this matters, because I watched exactly what happens when two brands are identical on almost everything except for this one thing. So I was auditing two different brands. Very, very similar, same category, basically selling the exact same product. If you put them side by side on a shelf, you really couldn't be able to tell them apart except for their packaging. And here's the wild part. They were paying almost the exact same cost per click on almost all keywords. Same keywords, same auctions, same price to get in front of the same shopper, right? On paper, these two should have been neck and neck forever. But they were not. One of them pulled way far ahead than the other one. The other one was just bleeding out. So I went digging super deep into this and figuring out what was the difference, because these literally showed almost the exact same ingredients, the same almost everything. It was not the ads actually. The ads were basically identical. It came down to one number, conversion rate, okay? The winner turned more of those shoppers into buyers. And because of that, the whole thing snowballed in their favor. So they were ranking higher organically. They showed up more on search for free. Some of the keywords they were getting actually cheaper because their conversion rate was higher. They had better reviews. They were priced more efficiently. And one advantage just fed to the next. But the loser, on the other hand, they had similar clicks, same cost per click-ish. Fewer of those clicks were turning to sales. And so once that conversion rate was dropping, it was over. I mean, they literally could not win. It didn't matter how much more money they were going to spend. They didn't fix the main issue. And this is where most marketing agencies and most people in this world are completely wrong. They go after spend more, spend more, spend more when they don't have the basic thing fixed. Fix your basic thing, which is your conversion rate, before you go and expand. So here's the part, it's going to mess with you a little bit. You want to know what actually caused that lower conversion rate? It was the pack size. One brand had gotten bigger and a larger pack size, and they did it on purpose because they sat there and they thought like a D2C mindset would think. Bigger pack, higher average order value, more margin in my pocket, right? Smart for the business. No, it priced them out. Their listing showed up a bigger number, more expensive at the top. Shoppers took one look and they bounced, and then conversion dropped. If they never tried it before, they weren't willing to go spend double or triple, even though the cost per unit was the same or lower. And that one decision made in a spreadsheet months before they ever ran a single ad quietly killed their entire PPC engine. And unfortunately, they weren't willing to change that exact thing because they ran a D2C playbook with an Amazon as the distribution channel. The reason I'm telling you this is because the loser didn't lose on ads. They lost on a decision they made before the ads ever ran. They were paying the exact same as their competitors for every click. And they thought, the more room that I have for margin, I can do. Now, there's a small thing that you can win here. And when that's true, you don't have an ads problem. You have a listing problem wearing an ads costume. It's kind of a funny way I like to say it. All right, so let's make the math stupid simple, okay? Because this is where it really, really hurts, your ACOS. What you're spending on ads to make a single sale, okay? This just comes down to a couple things. Everyone makes this more complex than it is. Your price point, right? So price point for your product, your cost per click, and your conversion rate. That is the formula, right? If you have a price point and multiply it by the cost per click of your conversion rate, that is where you will get the ACOS. Take your cost per click times by your price of your product over the inverse of your conversion rate, 1 over your conversion rate, okay? And that's when you will get your ACOS. So here's the part that nobody wants you to hear. Your cost per click is mostly out of your hands, right? It's the market, it's the auction, your competitors set it as much as you do. You don't fully control it. Now you can adjust bids down, up, all that stuff very easily, which is a good thing. But your conversion rate, this one is on you, okay? So this is the lever that you actually get to pull. by improving the product, by being more informative, by giving more information, shoppers, every little piece of information that they need, okay? So watch what happens. 2 sellers pay the same cost per click. One converts 1 out of every 10 shoppers. The other converts 1 out of every 20 shoppers, right? The first guy makes a sale every 10 clicks. The second one every 20 clicks is the math on that. And the same price per click, but the second guy just paid double in ad spend for the same order, okay? That's the PPC penalty. Okay, a low conversion rate does not just cost you sales, it silently doubles, triples, quadruples what you will actually pay to get every customer. And not just that, it also goes exponential when you talk about your organic ranking. And then people go stare at their ugly ACOS and they go, well, I need a better ad strategy. No, you don't. You need a better listing. You need to make sure that consumers actually understand it. And here's the brutal speed of how shoppers actually decide, okay? You've probably heard of the 3-second test. Honestly, I think that's more than generous. I run it as a 1.5 second test. So picture a customer. They're on their phone, on their couch, their thumb flying. Boom, boom, boom. They're not studying your listing. They're scrolling at 100 miles an hour. They're just trying to figure it out, put it in their car, order, go. In a half a second, they glance at 3 things: your main image, your title, your price, your reviews, okay? 4 things. And the brain makes a snap call. Yes or no, stay balanced, go. If those 3 things don't communicate the value, in a second and a half, they are gone. They never read your bullets. They never saw how amazing the depth of your reviews are. They never make it to your beautiful A+ content. None of it, because they already left. And while we're on the phone, that's another hole that most people don't even know they have. A huge chunk of Amazon's traffic is buying on mobile. Okay, people are building their listings on their computers naturally, right? For their computers. So their A+ content, it looks gorgeous on the screen they designed it on, but then they lay it out on a phone, it looks jank. You lost half your audience and you never even saw it because you never looked at the thing that customers are actually buying on. I want to go through, quit hacking your reviews. This is where I'm going to lose a lot of you because everyone wants to go hack reviews. And I'm just telling you what the big brands do really, really well. Quit trying to hack your reviews, okay? Everybody's out there chasing this review scheme. Try to game the reviews and the ratings, and I'm going to try this new thing that Amazon's never thought of that I promise you they have, okay? Meanwhile, their conversion rate's in the toilet because their product page doesn't answer a single real question that a shopper actually has. If you're driving traffic to your product with barely any reviews or a rating sitting below average of everyone else in the category, it's not a hacking problem. It's a product and a listing problem. Stop looking for this trick. Go fix the actual problem that's out there. Then you'll actually solve your review issue. All right, this is where the real value comes in. So how do you actually find the holes and you plug them? Okay, this is a checklist I run. Pull up your listing right next to the top competitors and go down the list and be honest about this. Maybe be a little bit harder on your listing than theirs. Start with your main image. Is it actually relevant? Does it hold up next to the others? Does someone that doesn't know your product at all know exactly what your product is by just looking at it right away? Your price, is it competitive with the competition? Absolute price, the price the consumer will pay is the most important thing on your listing. Or did you do what the losing brand did and price yourself out without realizing it? How about your pack size, okay? Is it actually right for this market, or did you go chasing the margin and quietly tanking your conversion? Your images, are they answering the real questions that a buyer has and giving them actual actionable reasons to hit buy? Or are they just pretty pictures, right? Your FAQ and the questions that people are asking, are you answering the stuff customers actually care about, or stuff that nobody has ever wondered, just you thought about? How about your promotions? Are you running competitive pricing, coupons, when the moment calls for it? How about your reviews versus competition? Are they better? Do you have more ratings and reviews? Are they better? Get specific. What are you actually missing versus the competition? All right, now pull all this together. Go back into your data, open up the business report, look at the conversion rate, figure out the benchmark, okay? You can figure this out with the search query performance, SQP data, and then answer the only question that matters before you spend another dollar. Can you actually win? Are you winning on your click-through rate and your conversion? If not, fix it. Figure out whatever it is. Or are you about to just pour a bunch of expensive champagne into a bucket full of holes? Because if you can't win on that page, the more traffic will not save you. It's just going to cost you more faster. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Before you touch your ad budget this week, run this checklist on your best-selling products. Find the holes, plug them, turn the traffic up. Then you're going to watch the exact same ad spend, what it does when you finally are pouring it into buckets that actually hold. If this is the thing that you want more of, the real mechanics of how brands actually win on Amazon, not the hacks, not the nonsense, not these gurus that have never done it before, subscribe to this. I'm going to put this stuff out so that you stop wasting money on the wrong things. And if you'd rather just have my team look at your account and tell you where your actual holes are, book a call, links below. We do this all day, every day. We'll give it to you straight on your listing before you spend another dollar driving traffic to your ads. Thanks, guys.